DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome. Hey, Fwetu. Sila. I'm here. And yes, udlalile lo doti we-Pirate we-team yami. Udlalile. Don't ask me about the score. But we lost. We lost. And like I've been saying to some people who are close to me, I'm not happy about this coach. I'm not happy. But it's fine. Keep Lamba. We just have a good scout. That's all I can say.
Keep Lamba.
Keep Lamba too. Keep Lamba. We just have a good squad. Marayena keep Lamba. He's not good. Like I doubt he's even gonna win a game like Kaizer Chiefs.
Why Lamba specifically?
I'm told he doesn't know what he's doing. But we might win the league, even though he's a plumber, because of the good players that we have. But today I was watching the match, the substitution, starting lineup. How do you start with Tito? How do you start a game of Sundowns magnitude with Tito Maswangani? I know he scored eventually. Useless.
Huskies.
You must know he's useless. For me, that coach is useless. I think we need a better coach. We deserve better. We really deserve better. But I'm not sure if we're going to get that anytime soon. Yeah, but digi plumber from Ndwanela. Plumber straight.
Ow. Madudu.
Or Madudu, one thega.
Madudu. Kitlaring. You sound so defeated. So
no,
stressed.
I was actually so angry when before we went. I was so angry. Yabona I asilo say lie.
Maybe you need to have a session and deliberate as to everything that's wrong.
Today I was gonna be so. I was gonna curse out there. I was gonna be I miss the Spanish guitar.
Spanish league.
No, Spanish guitar.
Who's Spanish guitar?
The guy who was coaching us before, the real Pamba.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, at least that one it is.
I didn't even know you guys have a new coach.
This one, we just have a good scout nje kwaphela. But yellow scout ngathi seqala ukubheda manje. Lama player labo umsendana laba angazi kahle noma uscouthe kahle laphana noma kodwa nje he's been good, man. That's why we've been winning the cups and all that. But we are here. We are here about a lot of things that are going on. Guys, I'm thinking of adding a session, Emily, here with someone new. Look at this thing. It's still striking on me. It does not want to work, Emil. I don't know what is going on.
It's the internet.
No, it's not the internet. It's not the internet. It just doesn't want to scale to the wind. It doesn't want to show the chats. But I see people are just buzzing here, and they're pushing with the likes and all that. But I don't know what is happening with my chats. I really do not know what is happening with my chats, because now I'm trying to see them and I don't see them. They're not showing, and it's not nice.
Okay, guys, hi, welcome back to the Ntanzi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another session as we deliberate on the Senzo Meyiwa trial. A special hello to Advocate Nisi and Advocate Nisi only. What he did today?
What happened?
You didn't see Advocate Nisi's cross-examination?
I saw
Or
it.
his evidence in chief?
I saw.
Did you not see how he attended to the very important matter of the fact that Advocate Baloyi, or rather the state, was made aware of the assault complaints from Ntanzi?
Yeah.
And they said, the judge asked, are you going to attend to them? And he said, indeed, my lord.
Yes.
So when the matter of the trial within a trial came to light now in this current trial, in this current court proceedings, the claim was that they are saying, or they said that the confession from Ntanzi came freely and voluntarily from him. There was no such claims of assault. And they based their argument in the trial within a trial on that. So now, can we say that they misled the court by saying that they were not made aware of allegations of assault when he said, indeed, my lord, at the first court appearance at Boxback? Not even the first, the third one, when Ntanzi was complaining to the magistrate.
But he said he's going to attend to it. He never did.
He never did.
What? Yes, he did lie. However, he might try to move.
Yeah, he's going to sleep on it today.
And
but
then they're probably gonna find a way forward with the judge.
Tomorrow they'll come back with a master plan.
But the truth of the matter is that yes, it happened like that, as they are putting it.
So Advocate Nisi hammered on that beautifully.
Yeah.
I appreciated that so much. I was like, that was beautiful.
And
emphasizing it
and the
on
judge has
record.
been rubbishing Spears. I mean, the witnesses' thinking based on that, saying that, did you ever?
Yes.
You know,
have you ever opened a case? So Ntanzi is crying in court in front of the magistrate in Baloyi's presence, and he says indeed he will attend. He makes this promise, ignores him, and then comes back in the trial within a trial under cross-examination and asks Ntanzi, did you lay any charge? That is some kind of evil.
Yeah, it is very sad, to say the least. And I'm glad that the judge decided to keep quiet this time around, because he's the one who came with the strategy of defense, of saying that
Did you lay any charge?
There was no charge that was laid and all that. So it is good that he kept quiet, because I was waiting for
his
him.
own sake.
Hey, I was waiting for him to say something, and I was like, say something, because I mean, I want to hear the double standards that we already, in my opinion, have portrayed. I want to see it again. Luckily, he just decided to keep quiet. Now, the other sad part is how Baloyi tries to, how can I put this, to make this look like a simple thing.
Yes. It's non-nonchalant.
I'm happy about how Ntanzi went on to show what actually this man is capable of such things, and is even smiling.
He's laughing. It's a joke. Kiki kaka while he's crying, and it's very emotional. We're not seeing Ntanzi's expressions, but we are hearing from the voice. You know when someone is almost close to crying, Ntanzi's voice is like that. It's like what Alelana. His heart becomes overwhelmed with emotion. And I get that type of way myself when I am emotional. So I can hear it in his voice. I'm like, my voice does a similar thing just before I cry.
Yes.
And he's a man. He's holding it in.
Yes.
He's holding it in.
It's very sad what went on with Ntanzi. It's very sad. Very sad.
I don't think they should be laughing. They are not in no position to be laughing in that courtroom. And I see them doing it a lot. They've been doing it, especially when either accused number 1 or accused number 2 express the level of pain that they endured. Even with Gwabini, even with Makosonke. When Gwabini was hysterical, Baloyi and Sibanda were laughing. I remember the visuals, Mina. I saw them. It's just that this time with Ntanzi, they decided not to show their faces. But it's not something that shocked me. It's something they always do. They always do that. I don't think you should be doing that. I'm a YouTuber and but when you're in that courtroom and people's lives are on the line, it's not a laughing matter.
No, it's not.
It's not. And Tina, we are laughing for coping mechanism. But you are the reason why those people are there to begin with. You charge them. You said they have a case to answer to. And now they're answering to that case and you are busy laughing in there in court. It's a joke. Kiki kaka. All I'm going to say is the chickens are coming home to roast.
You think so?
I'm feeling it. The energy is shifting. The energy is changing. There are people that have been waiting to get justice. You know when Ntanzi said, I pray to a God and my God will answer my prayer. You know when he said that, I felt it. I was like, chills. I was like, when he said, I pray, the God that I pray to will answer my prayer. Until my tears don't fall down. Once someone says that to you, it's not even a threat.
He's calling it a threat, though.
It's not a threat. I know he's trying to make it point out like it's a threat, but what could he do? What could he do? What could he have done? What is he possibly going to do? Because already his life is destroyed. All he can do is pray. And that's what he's been doing. The tears of Ntanzi, all these years, there's a God, and that God cares, and that God listens. That's all that he was saying. What he does with that, whether he takes it as a threat or what, I don't see it as a threat.
He's taking it as a threat. It is a threat to him.
I don't see it as a threat. He's just letting you know that the God that he serves will answer his prayers. We don't know what God you serve, but we'll see whether your God approves of these things that you've been doing and will go along with it. But Ntanzi is letting you know that the God that he prays to will answer his prayers.
But let's hear what happened in that court.
Well, Ramasepeli resumed with Bongani Ntanzi's cross-examination. This time around, he addressed the call data. There's a number there, 0725057056. It received a notification from Standard Bank, and that is Mutsidi's number. According to Ntanzi's testimony regarding the purchase that was made on the 24th of December 2019 at Standard Bank when he opened his bank account. And apparently it was also updated by Ntanzi. and they asked him which number did he use as the contact number for the Standard Bank account. And Ntanzi said, my lord, the Standard Bank account number that he used is the one that starts with 6060, not the number mentioned here in court, that is 072. He said that one was not registered on his Standard Bank. He said, even if I bring my payslip, you will find the 060 number. So Ramasipili asked him to refer to the number using the last 4 digits, which is 6890. And Ramasipili said, you registered at Standard Bank when you opened an account with 6890, not the 7056 number. And Ntanzi said, yes, I'm surprised when they say that I registered this number at the bank, because when I met this person, I had a card, I had already opened an account, and this number was already registered. Now I'm surprised as to how this number got registered at the bank. This person, I met them at sports at the mines. She gave me her number, and that's when we last saw each other. She stayed there and I stayed over there. And as for registering numbers at the banks, no. Ramasipili then said, indeed, Mr. Ntanzi, because I took that up with Mr. Hose during a testimony, because if you look at the transcripts of the 17th of April 2020, for when he testified here, firstly, he testified that the number that received the bank notification from Standard Bank was the number ending with 7056. 7056. But then in the same breath, during this testimony, he then says actually the number that received the bank notification regarding the purchase of the 24th of December 2019 is 6890. Guys, don't ask me why they're busy dealing with purchases that happened on the 24th of December 2019. What I could pick up is that there's a number that Ho said belonged to Ntanzi, and Ntanzi saying that number belongs to Mutsidisi, which is a female person that he knew and met at the soccer thing. You know, they exchanged numbers, and that's the last time they saw each other. But according to Hose, that number, Ntanzi registered it in his Standard Bank account as his number. And he's saying it's his number, his other number. So Ntanzi is saying, no, that's not my number. There's an owner, Mutsidis.
Of that number.
Yes. So, and Mr. Hose, from Mr. Hose's testimony of the 17th of April 2024, Ramasipili then moved on to a certain page, number 3. He said it's the contact list that was extracted from the number ending with 07056. And Ntanzi said that's not true. The number has an owner. Even if you take a phone and call it, they will tell you that that's their number. Again, he says he gets shocked that they said that his phone was unable to be opened. It had a pattern. He said he took out the SIM cards and the numbers were not in the SIM cards. That's the testimony that was put forth by Kennel Stein, if I'm not mistaken, that he couldn't extract from the SIM cards. There were no contact lists that he was able to find from the
Thank
SIM
you,
cards.
Laura. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. So who opened my phone is what Ntanzi was asking, to be able to get the numbers inside, as my phone could not be opened. He said, I'm confused there because the number they speak of is 072. It has its own owner who resides in Marikana. He said, I have my own number, which is 060 ending with 6890. That's where I'm getting confused. On my own, I could put it straight before the court. What is being said here is to tell lies on me. It's huge lies. And really, his voice sounded emotional when he said this. It sounded to me, in my perspective, that it seemed like he wanted to cry. The tears were close by, you know. So Ramasipili then said to him, let me clarify it, Mr. Ntanzi, so that we are on the same page. Colonel Hose says that he received the handset, the Samsung J5, in some Samsung J5. There were 3 units in it. That includes those 2 SIM cards. And he said that there's an MTN SIM card with number 0609016890. And the second SIM card was a Vodacom SIM card with the number 0725057056. And there's also a memory card. And when he downloaded the MTN SIM card, the 68901, he discovered that there are no contact lists contact lists except the 2 transactions that were alluded to, the please call me and the bank notification. And then the extracts from the Vodacom SIM card with number 0725057056 is the product of the extraction pages 6 to 9 on the contact list. But directly answering your question, he says that they did not download or extract from the J5 itself because it was security locked using a pattern, so the phone was never opened. And Ntanzi said yes, he could hear that. And then Ramasipili went further to explain that thirdly, he extracted from the memory card photographs, images, JPEG images, and the like, totaling to over 4,700 images that were extracted. And he said we'll come to the photographs. Because you are saying that the 7056 number belonged to your then girlfriend Mutsilisi, I want you to look and peruse quickly from the first index to the last index. And I think and also Ramasipili forgot to make it clear to Ntanzi that they didn't need his pattern to go through his phone. There's a XRY program. Do you guys remember that explanation of how they're saying they download from phones without needing your password and stuff? There's a XRY program. So Ntanzi doesn't understand that they didn't need his pattern actually to get into his phone. They got to it because they've got a software that is able to get into your phone without you needing to give your password. So Ramasipili then said, because you are saying the 7056 number belonged to the then girlfriend Mutsilisi, I want you to look and peruse quickly from the first index to the last index, which is 259, if you recognize any of the numbers there and if they don't belong to you. Ntanzi perused them and said that most of them he knew those numbers, and he can say that most of them were in fact downloaded from his SIM card. Ramasipili asked on which SIM card were the numbers saved according to you, and Ntanzi said the 16890, the one ending with 16890. Ramasipili said, let's go to the contact list itself. I'm going to ask you about a few names there. Let's go to index 11. The name given there is Shuzi, ending with 4770. Do you know that person there called Shuzi? And with the number ending 4770. Ntanzi said it's Ubabo Mngani, his paternal uncle, who is also has the same name of Ntanzi. And Ramasipili then said at index 28 there's a Zungu with the number 5812, and if you can still recall, because that's a long time, Ntanzi said it's Gwabini's number. I can recognize it by the 5812 at the end. And Ramasipili then said there's a number at index 140, Sfiso Zungu, ending with 7895. And Ntanzi said yes, I remember this one because there's a young man from the Zungu clan from Newcastle that is working in the mine. And then Ramasipili said index 75 there's a number Lungisani, there's a name Lungisani, and the number ending with 1239. Do you know who that Lungisani person is? And Ntanzi said yes, he's from Dwandwe. Ramasipili said that he was parking it and he just wanted him to identify it, and they will come back to it later. He went on to index 109. There's the same name, or there's a name there, Muzi, and the number ends with 0137, and he asked if he knows the Muzi that they were referring to there. And Ntanzi said yes, I see the name, but the number of Muzi, he did not have it saved in his name. He said, I saved him with his name that we use typically at home. One would call it a nickname, uthi gama lobunsizwa lasekhaya. Mr. Nons, explain igama lobunsizwa.
Igama lomsizwa igama nje lomsizwa phela njengoba uchaza nje.
More like a nickname that you refer to it with your peers or people that you hang out with away from home.
You can put it like that.
Yeah.
You can put it like that.
So he said he would not save Umuzi like that on his phone. The name that they usually call him is Pukani, and when it's written like this, yena iyamdida uzewasho athi hayi He said I would never call him by the same name that his mother was using to call him. I would use the name Yobunsizwa. Then Ramasipili then said, index 40, there's a name there, Lango. Do you know that person? And Ntanzi said that he's born of Ubaba Mncane, his paternal uncle, for those who may not understand. Ramasipili then said, Kenel Host testified that the two numbers 06090680 and 0725057005, the number that is indeed yours, and the other one is Mutidi's. Sorry, my apologies. Mutidi's. Are also linked to other accused persons before court. What do you say about that? And he says that all the accused persons communicated amongst themselves. He just put that statement. So I'm understanding him to be saying all of them. Ntanzi said, I refuse, not with my number. Then index 75, Lungisani with 071-5951-239 number. Now, Kenel Host testified that under that index, there is a number saved as Lungisani. And did you save this number as Lungisani in your contact list? Ntanzi said, yes, he did. Rabasipili said, explain the nature of your interaction with Lungisani. How do you know Lungisani? And Ntanzi said, I know Lungisani very well, even at school at Falaze. Ramasipili asked him if they attended the same school, and Ntanzi said yes, they did attend the same school. Also, Lungisani's chances are high that he knows me because even back home I was a person who played football. There are many easy ways in which Lungisani would have known me. Even at school I did play soccer. Then Ramasipili asked him, how does that tie with Lungisani knowing you? And Ntanzi said, what I can say is that if he does not know me from soccer, then definitely he knows me from Ingoma, traditional song and dance. He did participate in that as well. So even with Gwabini, he said he also saw him at Gwabini's home. So Lungisani is a person that he knows. Then Ramasipili asked him, was Lungisani in the same dance group as you for traditional dance groups? And Ntanzi said, no, it's different groups. Ramasipili then said, how regularly did you meet Lungisani through these traditional dance group activities or at soccer? And Ntanzi said he also had his own teams back home. During that time, he was still playing for the team at his mother's home, a football team. And Ramasipili asked, is it true that your involvement in dance groups and soccer is how you came to know or get this number of Lungisani? And Ntanzi said he got to have this number when they were at the traditional dance, not from soccer back home. And then Ramasipili asked, when you saved the number ending with 1239, did you save it as Lungisani, particularly using the name because you know that number belonged to Lungisani and nobody else, correct? Ntanzi said it's not anybody else's number, it's Lungisani's number. Ramasipili then asked, did you communicate telephonically with
Thank you,
Lungisani? Thank you, Witumelo. Thank you.
And
yes.
sorry for interjection.
And not a problem. Ramasipili then said, did you communicate telephonically with Lungisani on this number? And Ntanzi said, yes, I did communicate with him. And Ramasipili then said, Kenel Host has testified that the investigating team, Mokhula, Gininda, Mabena, Mohani, whoever was participating in this team to investigate, identified this number, the 0715951239 number, as that belonging to Fisoguhle Ntuli, who's accused number 5 in this court. Ntanzi said that's not true. I don't know Ntuli. I don't even have his number. I'm the one who even said to my lawyer, I asked him, tell them that that is actually Lungisani's number, not Ntuli's number. Yeah, remember we had an incident there where it came to light that number actually belonged to Lungisani, but the state has done nothing so far. They are going to act like it still belongs to Fisoguhle Ntuli. And by the way, there's also another, I think it's the same number that they were saying that it made contact with Kelly Kumalo. I don't know. I'll have to revisit the evidence, but there's a number also that belongs to Fisoguhle Ntuli. Another number, it may be this one or another one, that they said made contact with Kelly Kumalo.
Yes. I
Then
remember that.
yes, Ramasipili then said, have you made a call to the 1239 number at any time since you've had it communicating with it, and it was answered by someone called Fusogutlentuli? And Ntanzi said no. And by the way, it's not this number. Why am I saying it's not this number? It's another number, because that number, remember, they said it was belonging to Athama Fokati.
Yes.
The one that they said it made contact with Kelly Kumalo.
Yeah.
Yes, it actually belongs to Athama Fokati, allegedly, as it stands. Yes, it's not Fusogutlentuli number, but the state is still holding on to that. They haven't conceded yet.
No.
So Ramusipili then said, now before your arrest, have you ever met, known, or been acquainted with Mr. Fisogutlentuli? Ntanzi said, no, I don't know about him, but on my side, no. Ramusipili asked, did you ever communicate with Mr. Fisogutlentuli telephonically or otherwise before your arrest and your appearance on the 27th of October 2020 at the Boksburg Magistrate Court? Ntanzi said, no, I saw him for the first time in Boksburg. He said he even asked me where I was from. I told him where I come from. And Ramasepeli said, do you know if Mr. Fusogutlentuli has got another name known as Lungisani? Ntanzi said no. So it's quite interesting that at that Boksburg Magistrate Court, accused number 5 asked Ntanzi where he comes from. That is also important. Had he known him, would he have asked him who he was and where he comes from?
No.
Ramasepile then said, now when you were saving this name as Lungisani, were you saving it under the pseudonym, knowing very well that it belongs to Fisogutlentuli? Ntanzi said, no, that's not what happened. The number written Lungisani has its own owner. Even now, if you can call it, it will ring and he will answer it. So Ramasepile said, Colonel Stein testified that through the Section 205 application and subpoenas was established that the number 1239, or the number ending with 1239, had various communication with all the accused persons that are before court. You've already talked about the index 109, which is the index where Mr. Sbia or Muzi Sbia is saved, and the number is 0137. You've already acknowledged that you know the number belonging to Muzi, but you would have saved it under a different name, not Muzi Sbia, correct? And Ntanzi said yes. And you've already testified several times in this court that before your first appearance on the 27th of October 2020, you did not know Mr. Mncube, you did not know Mr. Mapisa, you did not know Mr. Ntuli. Is that correct? And Ntanzi said yes. Ramasepile said Colonel Hose testified that they have identified certain numbers that belong to Mr. Mapisa, Mr. Mncube, Sbia, and Ntuli. And for Mr. Mncube, he mentioned that the number that was picked up as attributed to him is the number 0727668169. I'm not saying that this is Mr. Mncube's number. That is what Hose says. Now, through using your Samsung J5 and your numbers that you've placed on record, have you ever communicated with Mr. Mncube on this attributed number that is ending with 8169? And Ntanzi said, I never made contact with him. My number before this court is from 2018. Even prior in 2012, I never contacted Mr. Mncube. Ramasipili then said, Colonel Hose identified another number which is 071395838801. He kept on saying that it ends with 3800, and he identified that number as it belonging to Mr. Mapisa. Whether prior to obtaining the Samsung J5 phone using the number ending with 6890, have you communicated with Mr. Mapisa using this number that ends with 3801 or 3800? And Ntanzi said no. So even this number, it has two identities.
Yes.
Yes. You wish. We tried our best to analyze that whole mess.
It was a mess.
It was a mess.
And obviously,
but
if you've got someone
out.
who keeps on trying to get it the way he wants you to comprehend, the person who was chosen to actually look present this, there was a reason.
Yes. And this is where I am very grateful that we cover the proceedings the way that we cover them thoroughly, so that not after 5 years we are still saying that with confidence that the accused were talking to each other over the phone.
Yep.
I still see tweets on X. People are saying that with confidence in their chest.
Yes.
They're like, Kelly Kumalo, why did you call accused number 5? And I'm like, this is where I'm grateful. This is where I'm grateful that I chose this path. It's difficult, it's hard, it's long, it's tiring.
Very.
But at the end of the day, I don't want to find myself slandering people without cause. It's not nice.
Not at all.
So after the short adjournment, Ramasipili then said, at any stage, did you ever save these 2 numbers in your contact list? Ntanzi said no. Ramasipili then said, the other number that you've identified, which is 07937900137, the Muzi one, have you ever made telephonic contact with Mr. Sibia? Ntanzi said, maybe someone who was calling me using Sibia's phone was Gwabini. Sibia and I did not call each other. It's Gwabini at most times that I was used to communicating with.
Yes.
Now, Ramasipili said a certain gentleman was also mentioned, Mr. Mabungu Ntuli, do you know him? And Ntanzi said, I don't know him. Ramasipili then said, have you ever had any telephone communication, contact otherwise with Mr. Mabungu Ntuli? Ntanzi said, no. Ramasipili said, remember at the beginning, the 2 transactions that Kennel Stein testified about. The bank notification from the Standard Bank on the 24th of December 2019. Section 205s were made, but only for the period starting from 2018 onwards. Just on that transaction, it shows that the device pings or the call name of the tower is 2G Nongoma Town KZN1 and the time is 10:00:05 until 14:18:15. Do you recall where you were on the 24th of December 2019? And Ntanzi said that even though he may not remember, but the 24th is typically the day where he does the traditional dance. Now, Ramasipili asked, is there a bank statement from Standard Bank? Perhaps I would remember some of the things. That's Ntanzi. He was asking that maybe if they did pull that bank statement from Standard Bank, it would, jog his memory and he would be able to maybe remember some things. Now, Ramasipili asked, now, do you remember at the beginning of our interaction, I said to you that the testimony of Kennel Host is that both 6890 and 7056 numbers are your numbers. The section 205 for 2018 shows that at some stage the 6890 will call the 7056. That means you are calling yourself from the 6890 number to the 7056. So it's like he was calling himself. He was using another phone to call himself. That's how it's pointed out or painted out as well. And remember that the number ending with 7056 belongs to Mutsidis, according to Ntanzi.
Okay.
Then Ntanzi then said, my lord, I repeat, the number ending 7056 is not my number, but Mutsidis' number. My number is the one ending with 6890. So it is possible that he did call the number ending with 7056. However, he did not call himself like how Kennel Stein was putting it. Since he gave him Mutsidis' number, or gave it to Lungisano or whoever. It's a mess. Then Ramasipili then said, Mr. Ntanzi, I'm going to give you 2 further numbers. The number that was said to be attributed to you. I'll start with the first one. And if you recall, if you can tell the court that you recall, and if you don't recall, you can also let the court know. He started with the number 0762648460, and he asked if he can recall this number. And Ntanzi said, I already said that the 076 number is the number I don't know towards the end. It's the number that was in the small phone that Mohani denied in court and said that he does not know it. which is the phone that went to Vosloorus while I was in the cells. While in court, they denied knowing about this small Samsung white phone.
A moving phone.
They said they don't know it. They only found Ntanzi in possession of the J5 in February of 2021 inside his cell. How was he charging? We don't know. When was he buying airtime? We don't know. Don't ask us questions we don't have answers to. Well, he said, so it surprises me that where did the prosecutors get this number? Because in court, it was denied. They said they didn't know it at all. This is strange.
The cell phone.
This is strange. Then Ramasipili then said, by the way, whose number is this that ends with 8460? And Ntanzi said, which is why I'm saying I don't remember it towards the end. I did have a 076 number. It was in the small white phone. Remember, he said that he had actually exchanged SIM cards with his sister. He gave her another phone and then took out the SIM card that belonged to him and put it in the sister's phone because it was giving her problems. The touch screen was not working. So maybe he was making arrangements on getting it fixed while he came this side.
Yeah.
So Ramasipili then said there is a number of 0785786858 and the ID number given in relation to that number was 90120261978083 and the address PO Box 75 Mahlabatini, Nongoma. And Ntanzi said he thinks that he remembers that number, but if it's not that number, he used it perhaps in 2013. He does recall that, but what he's disputing is the PO Box 75. It's not Mahlabatini, it's Nongoma. So those are two different places. Ramasepele also apologized for not being able to finish the entire details, and he says that on the number 0785786858, the RICA date was 22nd of January 2010. And the RICA deregistration date was the 26th of April 2013. He said, I'm mentioning this because you had mentioned something about the number perhaps belonging to you in 2013. Do you recognize this number, the 6850? Ntanzi said, yes, I see it. Ramasipili said, when did you use this number according to your recollection? Ntanzi said, even though I won't recall, because back then I was back home and before the towers, the only network that was working there was MTN and Vodacom. Was not working. And then Ramasipili said, the last number I want you to refer to, Mr. Ntanzi, 073-776-1556. And the RICA date is 18th of May 2012. The RICA deregistration was on the 20th of November 2017. And the ID number associated with that is 90120026, ending with 83. And they gave the same address, which is PO Box 75, Mahlabatini, Nongoma. Do you recall this number ending with 1556? And Ntanzi said, yes, he does know it. Then Ramasipili said, and you do recall how you remember this number? And Ntanzi said, yes, I see it, I know it. Now Ramasipili said to him that Ho says that from the memory card that was used in the Samsung J5, he extracted over 4,700 images, and he specifically sampled some of the images. He stated pictures that identified as Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, and he asked him to describe a photo that he had demonstrated, and he asked if he can recognize the person on the right, and Ntanzi said yes, that was him in a bus. Ramasipili then said, do you recall when this photo was taken? And Ntanzi said he was in a bus and he doesn't know whether he was going to or coming back from work. It was at the Impala company bus. So Ramasipili asked for the metadata to be shown, and the file name says InShot. InShot is an app that edits pictures. It's a JPEG picture. The date is 20th of November 2020.
So Ntanzi was editing pictures.
He was arrested on the 16th of June 2020. It was created on the 4th of April, or the 4th of January, my apologies. 4th of January 2021. It was created at 15:43:07. The date modification is the same date, which is the 4th of January 2021 at 15:43:06. So the date it was accessed is the same date at midnight. So the attributes, it's from archive. At the time of the 20th of November 2020, he asked Ntanzi, "Where were you?" And Ntanzi said he was already arrested. Ramasipili said, "Do you know who had access to this picture on the 4th of January 2021? Ntanzi said that these pictures were always on his phone because he last saw the girl at home in February or January when he was about to come back to Gauteng. And because he also had gone back during the COVID time, he stayed at home for some time." The second picture, Ramasipili asked, "Can you identify the person depicted on this photograph?" Ntanzi said, "It's me, my lord." Ramasipili said, "Do you know where it was taken?" And Ntanzi said, "It is at home, at my uncle Ubaba Mncani's place, Mashefa." And Ramasipili said, "And where is this place?" And Ntanzi said he actually built his own home. He has built his home on the other side at Ezihlabatini. And he says he doesn't know if it's called by another name, but that's how he knows it. So Ramasipili then said the metadata for this specific picture where he was at Ubaba Mncani, is the file name is JPEG. Also, in short, it passed through the editing app. Creation date 30th of March 2020. Accessed, modified, and created on the same date. Ramasipili moved on to another picture. He said, "Can you identify the person on the left?" Ntanzi said, "Yes, it's me." Also, looking at the background, can you tell where the photograph was taken? Ntanzi said it was at uncle's home. Ikhaya lobaba Mncani, Lango's father's home. It was during COVID times when they were sitting at home. The metadata for this particular picture, it says, in short, creation, 20th of November 2020, after he got arrested. Did you have access to your device on the 20th of November 2020? Ramasipili asked him, and Ntanzi said, "My phone was taken from me when I was arrested." Now, it's very weird that all these images with the dates when Ntanzi was already incarcerated went through this InShot app. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Ramasipili then said, "The next photograph, can you identify the person on the collage or photograph?" And if it did go through the InShot app, it must have an original picture and an original source. So it looks like the original pictures were deleted after they went through the InShot app. That's what it looks like. If they are not there, I'm not saying that that's the case, but if they were there, I am sure that the legal representatives would have found them. And said that this is the original picture. This one went through the app. You understand?
Yes.
And it also doesn't make sense that he would be taking pictures with his uncles when he's supposed to be inside a cell. Someone explain that. These pictures are of him at home, some of them of him in a bus. So how could he have taken them while he was incarcerated?
It is beyond me.
Well, Ramasipili said, "Can you tell where this photograph was taken?" And Ntanzi said that there was a picture actually that was on a collage. So that's the one that Ramasipili is referring to. And Ntanzi said that he had on a navy blue jacket. He was at home. And the other one, he was at Masondo at his aunt's place. The metadata for this particular one, it also went through InShot. However, the date was the 25th of May 2020. This was before he got arrested. On the next one, Ntanzi identified himself on the photo, and the photo was taken back home. The metadata, also an InShot creation. It was made by an app, and the date was the 5th of May 2020, when it was created. On the next photograph, Ntanzi said that the photo was taken back home. And according to Kennel Host, it was taken on the 5th of May 2020. There's also a screenshot. Ntanzi said he didn't know who created the particular screenshot. There's also a newspaper article clip. The photo was taken, according to Kennel Host, it was taken on the 29th of October 2020. Now, this is after the first court appearance at the Boksburg Magistrate Court, one would say 2 days after. And the subject matter there was this current case of Senzo Meyiwa. It had people at the back. And Ramasipili said, have you seen this photograph before? And Ntanzi said, I don't have it. I was already arrested. On the next picture, Ramasipili said that Host testified that these were downloads from Facebook. And he said, remember when we dealt with exhibits, the downloads of Sergeant Mabasa on the device that it attributed to Mr. Mncube, we briefly touched on this photograph, and I said that I will give you an opportunity when you come to your photos to explain the photographs. Now is your opportunity. What do you want to say about these photographs? Ntanzi said, my lord, these photos are not on my phone because even now I still know my Facebook password. Even if I was asked to open it, you would not find these photos. So on the next picture, he said you would find these photos. And on the next picture, Ntanzi said it's still the same thing. There's something that is appearing there, but they just blocked it. On the next photo, there is a partial photograph of a gentleman there. And Ntanzi said he did not have this photo on his phone. So Ramasipili then said, Kennel Hall says that initially this photograph was deleted from the SIM card or the memory card, but through software, this photograph was recovered. Ntanzi said he doesn't know that particular photograph. They were supposed to have shown this person in full, because as a person, why are you only showing the body and not the head? And Ramasipili said, we are nearing the end of our interaction with you, and I want the summary or to summarize the evidence of Brigadier Gininda. He says that when they received the docket of Oslo Raskas 63610 of 2014, his initial thoughts, like the rest of the investigating team, was that it was a robbery gone bad. But then his analysis of the docket thoroughly led him to believe otherwise. Now his belief was that it was a contractual killing, and that the person that perpetrated the killing of Mr. Robert Senzo Meyiwa were in fact known hitmen in Kabi. He testified that the trigger point for this contractual killing was Miss Kelly Kumalo, and the fact 6 suspects actively participated in hatching the plot and carrying out the killing of Mr. Meyiwa. He means Kelly Kumalo and the 5 of you that are charged in this matter. Then he says you were identified by the eyewitness that initially saw you at the gate. Such an eyewitness, did they come and testify in court? That purports to have seen Ntanzi at the gate.
No.
Around the vicinity of the gate of the Kumalo household, and after that incident, you were seen running away from the incident, and that you were wearing a hoodie at the time of this incident. And his investigation also revealed that Kelly Kumalo's cell phone, Samsung S4, what was termed at court the runaway phone, was taken from the house during the commission of this incident, and it lost tower coverage in the vicinity of the hotel. And Kelly Kumalo used 4 other numbers that she did not reveal to the investigators, and that cell phone linkage linked her to accused number 3 and 5. That linkage he was referring to a transparent photo of money in a transparent bag that he says was common amongst Longwe, Kelly, and accused number 3, and that there are text messages as far back as 2013 between Kelly and Zandi, indicating that Kelly hated the deceased and she wanted to get rid of him, and that indeed warrants of arrest were prepared. The 5 were served, but that of Miss Kelly Kumalo was not pursued because the investigation was prosecutorially driven. That's the reason why Kelly Kumalo was not pursued, and she's not sitting here as accused number 6. And finally, that you confronted with the hoodie that you were wearing and an identity kit, and upon being confronted, you told him that, no, Brigadier, I'm very eager to confess. And that was the summary. Ramasipili said, do you know of any planning or plot to kill Senzo Meyiwa? And Ntanzi said, no, myself as well. I'm standing in this witness box. I wish to know who killed Senzo. And Ramasipili said, were you a hired assassin? Were you an inkabi before you were arrested? Ntanzi said, before I speak on that, in my language, you call me that, you are insulting me. I've never been a hitman. Even my father never called me an inkabi. At home, he calls me a boy as I am a boy. Then Ramasipili said, regarding the place where the plot was had, he says information or investigation revealed that the plot was hatched at Foslera's hostel. He does not specify which one. Were you at Foslera's hostel when a plot to kill Mr. Meyiwa was hatched? Ntanzi said, no, not in a single day did I enter those hostels, even up until now. Regarding the confrontation by Brigadier Gininda when he confronted you with an identity kit and said you were a person that was wearing a hoodie, did you indicate to and admit to Brigadier Gininda that you were involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa? Ntanzi said, my lord, I know nothing about that. Even as I'm sitting here in court listening to the evidence here, I don't know why I was arrested, because things being mentioned here are incidents of 2018, 2019 and 2020. And if he says I had a beard in 2014, I did not have a beard in 2014. And then Ramasipili asked, did you know Miss Kelly Khumalo at any stage of your life personally? Ntanzi said, I don't know her. Even if she were to appear here, I wouldn't point her out. So it seems like Ntanzi's clueless at all, clueless about pop culture. He doesn't follow the gossips, the trends, the gobozing. And I'm inclined to believe that, because if you think about it, mine workers, unless if you really are interested in pop culture and all of those things, it has to be a hobby that you're actually interested in. But the hours clash, because sometimes you go underground for a long time.
Yeah.
And when you come back, you want to go sleep. Right?
Yes.
You wouldn't want to now find out what is happening with Kelly Khumalo. I highly doubt. And I'm speaking this from a slight bit of experience. A little bit. So I'm able to put myself in his shoes a little bit to say that, hey, even at Rustenburg, those things don't matter, man. People are living their lives there.
They are.
People are living their lives. They don't care about what's happening in Joburg. They don't care about celebrities. I had a brief time staying there.
There, boy.
Some of the like, you're not interested in pop culture when you're not there. Guppies kakhulu. People want money. People are working there. People want money. It's the mind, everything mind business. So then Ramasipili said, have you ever overheard a telephone communication between any person and Miss Kelly Khumalo hatching a plot to kill the deceased? And around the time that I briefly stayed there, the only form of relaxation or entertainment that I had for myself when I was alone, it would be reading. That's how bad it was. And I mean reading a book.
Let's press the like button, guys, please.
I've been reading a book. Think of pop culture. Who's doing what? Twitter, no. There's no time for that. So Ramasipili then said, have you ever overheard a telephone communication between any person and Miss Kelly Khumalo hatching a plot to kill the deceased? Ntanzi said, no, my lord. So in total, Mr. Ntanzi, regarding why you are here in court, what do you want to say about the allegations leveled against you that you were involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa? You are the second tall male that entered the house that was involved in the scuffle and happened in the kitchen, and you were present when Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed. Ntanzi said, I have no involvement in the death of Senzo Meyiwa. I never entered the Khumalo house and I don't even know where it is. That pretty much wrapped up Ramasipili's cross-examination. In total. But then, you know what? I need them to place Ntanzi on the 26th of October somewhere.
How are they supposed to do that?
Can't they subpoena his bank statements?
Emily, what is the job of the defense?
It's to defend.
No. What is the job of the defense? It's to defend and not to prove.
Oh, not to prove, to defend.
Prove beyond reasonable doubt. So now that's what you want to do, but Ntanzi was not there.
He wasn't there. Maybe because of my little knowledge about the law. I'm thinking if they can say he was here. You know, he was here on the 26th of October and there are pictures to show that he was there where you say when you were placing him somewhere else. So that we wrap this up. I wear tired. To say, hey, he was here. He was not there where you're saying he was there. He was in KZN. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that's not their duty according to Mr. Anonymous. They're not supposed to prove anything. The state is the one.
Yeah, the state failed to prove that these people were in the house. Why should now you prove that, there's a stolen a time? They failed. They've been failing dismally to prove.
Now, there was a moment there where Ramasipele asked Ntanzi if he was still fit or in position to continue since they had been on this journey for 8 days. Ntanzi said they can continue. Yeah, he wants to finish. He wants to get this over and done with. Then Nisi started with the leading of, evidence in chief of Ntanzi. He said that Ramasipele did a sterling job. He had done a great deal and covered everything. He said he's got some few concerns that he wanted to clear up with their engagement, and he said it would be more of a clarification than any other thing. Nisi started the proceedings of the 5th of March 2021 at Boksburg Magistrate Court, the day where his legal representative addressed the magistrate there with regard to the challenges, the manner in which he had been treated at the hands of the police. And he said that Mr. Nkwana, who was sent by legal aid after Mjiako left, Nisi said you went to explain that the magistrate had an interaction with the lead prosecutor in this case, Advocate Baloyi, and requested him by way of an order to assist you with regards to the reporting that was placed before the magistrate, or the report that was placed before the magistrate by the legal representative, Mr. Nkwana. Yesterday, you said that you were still waiting after Mr. Baloyi actually received that information. Nothing happened, and you have not received the assistance that the magistrate requested that you should be assisted with. And my observation of you was that when you said that you showed a very sorrowful face, what prompted that sorrow look on your face? Ntanzi said it's that yesterday, when this topic came up, Advocate Baloyi was laughing. I said I was not expecting for such an elderly person, when something so serious is being said, he would laugh. Baloyi objected and said, I don't know whether we should engage in such character assassination. I don't think that the accused is saying what he's saying is true, my lord. I'll just leave it at that. Nisi said it's because I was looking at him. No, it's not Nisi's Ntanzi. He said it's because I was looking at him, and as you are asking Mr. Nisi, he's laughing. Even his colleague, he's laughing. Sbanda. And on the other side, which means it's nice. It's a party since we were being assaulted by the police, being beaten for something we did not know. But in Zulu, they say, umbila maugaywa awui phezulu ya phansi. So if you grind corn, it doesn't go up. It always goes down. What does it mean, Mr. Nanza? Mr. Anonymous.
Umbila maugaywa uya phansi.
No, I want the literal meaning of
no, I don't. I'm trying to figure that one out. Nami this one in Shai.
It's deep.
But okay, if I take it, because I'm Zulu anyway, I must be able to explain this. if ufika nombila ugcwele or it's maybe ake ngenze example corn ungathatha igcwala ibhakede but when you uyigaya iyancipha from that. It's not going to be the same. So basically ukusho ukuthi njengoba they are busy doing what they are doing right now, bakhukhumele bawuflower, they are big,
they're grinding,
but with time and these things that they keep on doing to these people bazoncipha, and meaning eventually they will reach that point nabo ukuthi things will catch up with them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And he said, as you laugh and hurt me, my tears will not fall down. I don't want to lie to you. The one above us will answer me. I pray to God, he will answer for me. Baloyi then said, is the accused really being given the platform to utter such threats in an open court? He's not threatening you. He's letting you know.
No, he's telling you that when your time comes, remember my words. When karma locates you, remember, at some point, you were that big. You were superior. But karma came. At this point, you are probably even lower than where I am.
Let us not forget that Ntanzi's life is ruined here.
Yeah, you ruined someone's life. You ruined it completely.
It's ruined
for years.
With little to no evidence.
For years, you ruined it.
He ruined Ntanzi's life.
What Ntanzi is saying is a practical example is what is happening, in my opinion, to Shamila Baloyi.
Oh, I think Kabinde.
That one requires us to actually sit down and talk about it at some point. But umbila mawugaya,
the wheels have
awuyi phezulu uyaphansi, kusho ukuthi izinto ziyashintsha.
But see, when you want revenge, dig 2 graves.
Yes.
One for your enemy, one for yourself. That's what it says. And I'm seeing a practical demonstration of that with that Ngabinde commission, because I never saw what is happening coming.
It was just a process, in my opinion, to do what normally happens when it comes to you fighting against the state or rebelling against the superior power. A process of taking Chauke out, in my opinion, a process of getting Chauke fired and not even have probably a chance of having a pension. But look at what is happening. I don't think this one was a script that probably could have been fathomed at some point that it would happen. It was never on the script. This is a freestyling happening that nobody catered for. So, lapho ke lesisho sithi ke uma ngabe uzothi wena ufuna ukwenza into ethile embi komunye umuntu, zimbele nawe ithuna lokuthi makwenzeka kungaphoseki lo muntu kulo yamgodi obumbele wona, wena uphoseke kowakho. Classical example of things turning against you.
Yeah.
Who's running now? Who's away now? Who's needing more time now? These are things you'd expect to someone you are setting a disciplinary hearing for to do. But icon, awumbiwa ndawonye kwesinye isikhathi. Yayizwa leyo nto le? Yeah, awumbiwa ndawonye. Abanye bawumba kwenye ndawo. Futhi awufani nokwenza kwawo. Ziyashintsha izinto. I have seen it. Abantu bathi umuntu awusebenzi. I've seen it in cases where people would go to cases thinking that lifike lishintshe icala ligwebela.
Especially if you've done nothing wrong. People that have done nothing wrong, if you push them that far where they have to now go and consult.
Liyashintshe icala ligwebe wena. Ngempela futhi ngempela uvela udlulima.
Push a person to that point where they have to now go and seek help. Don't do it. Because the tables will turn, whether you like it or not.
I want to hear they've turned to worse. I'm sure this is the point where you would wish to reverse everything and you would wish to reset and say, we never started this commission.
Yeah, it was. It was
Chauke's commission. Or one might even call it a farewell. Oof. Nobody looked at it to the direction of.
Advocates are crying. Gobi.
Kwavele kwaphuma inqwaba yabantu who are saying, yay, we know what you are facing. We can relate. We understand. What is left now is the questions of how did Advocate Chauke reach that conclusion of not prosecuting Senzo's case? And what was the pressure? Where was the pressure coming from?
Maybe should come and tell the court and tell the because he was crucified.
As this person who just did not want to do anything at all, didn't want to.
A crook
of note. A crook of note.
Hey, you will slander people. Hey, you will slander. Be careful out here, guys. When you consume news, consume them with caution.
So right now, from where I stand, there is a pension of close to maybe 10 million to more than that. That is in danger. And I can tell you right now, so far, I don't think it's Chauke's pension.
I will be. Well, Baloyi said we make submissions, my lord, that is improper and it should stop here, And Nisi said he requested that they adjourn so that they get time to cool down. He said he doesn't think it would be in the interest of justice, if they were to continue with Ntanzi at the state that he was in. Understandably so, though. Understandably so. I like that he emphasized that. And I couldn't agree with him more. Understandably so. He has a right to be upset. Looking at how the state concluded their case, he has every right to be upset. So they adjourned for 20 minutes or 20 minutes earlier before the long adjournment. And after they came back, Nisi went to the evidence of the identification of the second suspect, which the state says it's Ntanzi. There's a witness who was approached on the 27th or 28th, immediately after the date of the incident, who gave a description of the second suspect, Mr. Makaleni, who resides in 34942 at Mzamo. He has not testified on behalf of the state, but he was approached by the state when the state was investigating this case. And this is what he said about the second suspect. Remember that Mr. Makaleni is no more. The state used whatever trick.
The son. Was it the son? Oh, Mr. Makaleni is the one who saw at night.
They used Ramosipili to admit it because Ramosipili was referencing it, and now the state ran with it, and they were like, we're using Makaleni's statement, even though he's deceased. They did it in a tricky way. Yeah. Not to say that even I don't understand it. I can't even explain how Mr. Makaleni's statement has I can't, but it is there either way. And he said that he saw suspect B at the gate and gave the following description: plus minus 25 years old, 1.8 meters tall, slender build, had a golden inset in his upper teeth, not sure where, dreadlock hairstyle, facial hair, mustache, beard. This witness went on to say that he saw something in his hand that he was not sure whether it was a firearm. Nisi said, I need to be sincere with you. It's the evidence that the state is waiting to touch base on. It's afraid to deal with. But my question to you is, did you have dreadlocks or a dreadlock hairstyle? Ntanzi said, no, I've never had hair on my head. Then Nisi said, I must hasten to tell you, Mr. Ntanzi, that this case revolves around the identity of the suspect who the Kumalos allege attacked them in the house on the 26th of October 2014. It is your testimony that you never had gold teeth. It also was confirmed by the medical report that was presented by the state that you never had a gold tooth. Ntanzi said he only got to hear about the results from the dentist report that he never had a gold tooth in court. Guys, do you understand the level of trauma and abuse that Ntanzi has endured? These people took Ntanzi to go test whether he had a gold tooth or not in 2020. 2 days, was it a day? The following day after they arrested him. They don't tell him what the dentist found. He finds out in court, like the rest of us, that dentist came to the conclusion that he never had a gold tooth. And yet when they were questioning him in that boardroom, they were accusing him of having a gold tooth. Nisi then said, and that is the evidence that the state led against you. Now further on, I've heard an O-shaped beard and a lot about a hoodie. Now, Ntanzi said that he was wearing a hoodie today, or rather yesterday, he was wearing a hoodie, and he referred to it as a tracksuit. And Nisi said a hoodie, yes, is a garment that any person would get into a shop and buy. And all over the country, shops are selling hoodies in different colors. And Ntanzi agreed. And then Nisi said, is that the hoodie that you're wearing? And are you going to say that a hoodie is a particular item that is peculiar to a particular person?
This is a finisher, fan. This is striker sentence.
Kari, good morning to Advocate Nisi. And Advocate Nisi Ogli. Hi, he made it. He's a finisher. Amen. Well, Ntanzi said, no, I would say so. I would say that any person can wear a tracksuit. Even if I wear a tracksuit in full, I put on my boots and I hit the road. And also in the field, you could wear a tracksuit when you are in a training session. Then Mnisi said, would you say that you're the only person who does that? And Ntanzi said, no. And Mnisi said, now on the O-shaped beard, that O-shaped beard, would you say is something that's peculiar to a particular person? It can only be found in that one person only. And Ntanzi said, no, an O-shaped beard cannot be found in a particular person, or peculiar. It's not special to one person, And then Mnisi said that he could hear Ntanzi's voice going lower and lower. And he asked him if he was getting tired. And Ntanzi said he was not. Then Mnisi reminded him that a courtroom is the freest place on earth. When he's tired, he should say that he's drained and can't take it anymore, and the court would not force him to proceed. Ntanzi also emphasized that he did not have an O-shaped beard in 2014. He said, we are God's creatures. God has made us in different ways. One is created with a beard and another may not have had a beard. As a person who works underground and it's hot underground, had he had a beard, it would be very big. In isiZulu, he says what he's got is actually a little beard. He has a picture dated 2013, and he says that in 2014 he had no beard at all. So the picture in court are from 2018 and 2019, and he looked different and he looked much smaller than he looks now. He said as a person you grow and you change, you gain a little bit of weight here and there. And he says that in 2020 he was a size 30 and now he's actually wearing size 34 to indicate that he is growing. And ukugele jail for what nonsense? Nisi then said on Ntanzi distancing himself from Giaco now. And Ntanzi said that yes, he did not know Giaco. And Nisi said you consistently maintained that you don't know who told him that you were arrested, who gave him instructions to come and see you, who paid him, and how did he get to know about you. Ntanzi said up until now, he does not know who called him and he has never responded to his questions from Giaco. Ntanzi said he did not sign any document that came from Giaco. Nisi also said you told the court that you wanted to open a case against him. Why was that? And Ntanzi said it's because when I went to court, he would not consult me. I would always find him in court. And then at court, he would say he's representing me. Then I would ask myself, why would the court not ask if he knew me? When I would be entering the door or entering the court proceedings, I would find him already speaking. And then the interpreter tells me that the case is being postponed. Then I would be taken out. So Nisi said, you know why I'm asking you all of this? Is that Mr. Mjiako, by virtue of him being presented to court, he is an officer of the court. I'm not literally saying this court, but I'm saying he's an officer of each and every court where he goes and appears. He needs to be extremely faithful in his interaction with the court. Like really, if he had any common decency at all, he would avail himself. But no, not Mjiako. Which is why I honestly don't think he's needed. But Nisi had a beautiful approach to the situation, and I appreciate it. He said that is also enshrined in the code of ethics, that there is control and govern, or that is to control and govern the conduct of legal practitioners. Nisi said, when I'm looking at the dispute that is there between you and him, that is something very central to your case. And the state is saying you were represented by Mr. Mjiako when you made a confession. And you are saying, I do not know this person. Hence, I say that it is very central to your trial. And you say you want answers. Ntanzi said, up until now, I'm still looking for answers. Nisi said, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Ntanzi, that this court is empowered in terms of Section 186 of the Criminal Procedure Act to call a witness to come and explain something to the court that the court would want to clarify himself or herself on that issue. It is central to the issues that the court would have to determine at the end of the day. The court can do that, or there can be an application from either of the parties that are before court that the court wherein it is implored to use its discretion in terms of that specific section. So Mnisi read that particular section to him, and he said, from where I'm standing, the dispute between you and Mr. Mjiako is central to the just decision of this case. But that is something that you will have to take up with your legal representative, Mr. Ramsepeli, if you want to get real answers from the horse's mouth. What do you think, Mr. Anonymous?
Maufuna, if you want a fish from the water, you put food on your hook, but mostly some people would put just free food first, just throw it there so that they can gather and know that there's food around that area and smell it. Not much for them to get full.
Okay.
Just to entice them, to give them appetite
Okay.
for more.
Okay.
And then you catch them.
Okay.
So here, I feel like the food was being planted there to smell so that people can come running and rushing, more especially considering that they are in Cape Town, where integrity is important. So people would be excited to come and clarify things, but there's always a catch. In a sense, he's calling Mjiako without telling him that I'm calling him.
It's to clear his name.
Exactly. That's what is happening.
He's not looking like a good lawyer.
Now the problem is where you gonna get all these papers when Ntanzi signed? And also, where you gonna get this woman or the sister,
practice number.
the sister that called you? And number two, which practice number are you gonna use? Those are things that are there. So
Remember, even with that number that Baloyi gave, it appeared to belong to a certain woman.
who had a very serious dispute. So you do wanna come, but you don't wanna come. You are doomed if you come. You are doomed if you do not come. So you get my story. That's where I think we are at. We are at that position.
Well, Ntanzi said that he had nothing to do with Mjiako. You know, there's a lady that came from Mjiako attorneys in Rustenburg and said that she will go and find out at their office what is happening, but she never returned to Ntanzi. So Mnisi said, at least now we are in the different court that will listen to your plea in a different way. Ha ha ha.
That's a jab on that one. Box back. Don't speak. Don't speak. I would implore you not to speak. Speak through your lawyer.
Speak through your lawyer. Mnisi asked to see the document that was handed to him by Mabena, where he said that it was his rights from the Pukeng case. Well, he did take it out. And when he took it out, it was split in pieces. It's broken. Even the shade of the page. You say that he's been holding on to this piece of paper for so many years. Well, one of the trauma that they have put on Ntanzi, guys.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
That only piece of paper.
Abanye seba mathamba mhlophe. Abanye say, you know, when you are holding on a paper, not to lose its.
And imagine he's in prison, so it means ulala nayo, uvuka nayo. Maybe he's even going to bath with that paper. Guys, yo. Uyabona lento bayenze kuNtanzi shem hayi shem.
It is sad.
Hayi khona.
It is sad.
To think that even he was denied bail. I heard someone saying on social media, ati kuyafana, even if he was granted that bail, how was he going to make it to court? So because you are thinking he cannot make it to court, it was just for him to be denied bail.
That's a level.
Nabantu abanjani?
Ilwane. Phofolo fela. Ilwane.
And you are also a black man.
Polofol.
You're also a black man. That thing can happen to you too. What makes you think you're immune?
Siphila neilwane la ngaphandle bafethu.
So the judge said that it should be handed up, and it was shown in court, and he showed Ntanzi a sample of a warning statement. And he said that, he reminded us actually that Kininda and Mohola said that it is not important for a warning statement to be used every time that they interview suspects. And they also disputed the format that Nisi said that it should be in. He had a sample of what a warning statement actually looked like. And in my opinion, that document looked thick. It looked thick. So they don't want to deal with that document. He said that he can only fill in that document to Kininda when he has an instruction from a senior public prosecutor that needs to go and obtain a statement from the suspect. That is when this document can be used. So he's saying it's okay for them to harass, detain people, kidnap people, do all of these things, and then wait for the prosecutor to say, here's a warning statement, or go take a warning statement and make that person feel a warning statement. He says that's the process. Brigadier Kininda. He says he was waiting for the prosecutor to tell him, here's a warning statement, make him go fill it. After he's been sitting in jail for close to, one would say, 4 or 5 months. Yeah, ne? So Mnisi then said, then I said, you know what, probably Gininda and Mokola might not have understood what the law says, but that does not really mean that their other colleagues could have understood the law in which the manner they understood it. Probably other colleagues, Mabena, Mohani, might have known that before you interview a suspect, you need to use this document. In your interaction with the other members of the team, have you ever appended your signature in a document such as this one? Ntanzi said that in the boardroom, or where exactly, he was asking. Then he said that there's nothing that he signed in the boardroom. Even at Carltonville, he said he did not sign such before making that alleged confession as well. So before making him sign that confession, there was no warning statement either to prove that we did have an interview with the suspect and they mounted to making confessions or whatever thing that they were saying. There's nothing that proves that. It's just a word of mouth. That they were making admissions that tantamount to a confession outside a police station. So he did not sign such before making the alleged confession. So the magistrate never discussed how she would also assist Ntanzi to take a bath and have a phone call. You know, Ntanzi said that if she had compassion at all, Vivian Grenier, she would have told, the lady in the passage that this person is crying about not being able to take a bath or having had made a phone call. And she never helped him with anything. And he says that's part of the reason why he just walked out towards the end, because she could see that Ukronye was withdrawn and didn't care. And he said if he was properly represented as well by that so-called lawyer who was alleged to have been sent by family, then he would have been concerned when he was bringing up such issues that he hadn't taken a bath and not made a phone call. But he never asked. So regarding Mohani and that brown envelope, there was a story there about the brown envelope. We've covered it several times under Ramasipila's cross-examination, that Mohani went ahead of them to Gronye's room number 2, and then he left with the brown envelope, came back without it, and just after Ntanzi left the room, he went up there, came back with the brown envelope and put it in the car. So Mnisi asked Ntanzi if he was privy to the conversation that took place before Mohani and the magistrate, before he got into the office of the magistrate and after he left, and Ntanzi said no. And when Mnisi revisited the issue of Ntanzi also raising his hand at the Boksburg Magistrate Court, trying to speak for himself, Baloyi randomly got up and wanted to make an objection. He said that he tried to hold his peace even during cross-examination with Mr. Ramosipili, and Mnisi said cross-examination was coming. It's not time to cross-conceptualize and code things. He should wait for his turn, then address those issues that he feels in his cross-examination. Well, Mnisi read the record again to emphasize, how Baloyi had promised to assist in the Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 5th of March. And his response to the magistrate after he was asking him about the allegations that, or the assertions that Ntanzi was making about being assaulted by the police. And he said, indeed, your worship, to show agreement, a commitment that he will do something to assist Ntanzi. So Mnisi said, it is correct. Is it correct that when the trial within a trial commenced and the basis of the contestation of the document that was from the magistrate laid bare before this court that you had been assaulted, the state already had that information? Baloyi objected, saying that counsel is not putting the correct fact before the court. The complaint was by accused number 3 that he was being assaulted at the correctional facility where he's being held. And Nkwana said accused number 2 also had complaints about the correctional center where he was held. He said it had nothing to do with the trial within a trial. This is below. This is how low Advocate Baloyi is willing to go. So he's saying that, accused number 3 was the one who was complaining. That's what he was addressing. And he's putting the assault on the correctional facility. Which is not what the record is saying from Ntanzi's mouth. Mr. Anonymous.
Ntanzi is clear that it didn't happen. Nothing happened.
Correctional. Yo. Somebody read the transcript again. So when the defense were disputing the confession, the state already knew about the assault. They were already aware of the assault. So the state said that the court should admit the confession because it was made freely and voluntarily. And yet you heard Ntanzi at Boksburg telling you that the police, not the correctional facility, the police were assaulting him and they had assaulted him. And you said, indeed, my lord. You were not even listening to Ntanzi, ne? You didn't care. Okay. So Mnisi was now asking, was the court misled by the state? And Baloyi objected, calling them scurrilous allegations by Advocate Nis. Well, the court adjourned, guys. We'll see tomorrow how he's gonna come back from this. So so today.
Sibanda is probably the one who's gonna do it.
Uyahleka uSibanda.
I'm saying based on that, then maybe Sibanda.
Oh, cross-examination will be handled by Sibanda. Okay, siyobona. We'll see. But the way Mr. Baloyi was getting up, he really wants to defend himself. And with this desperation of wanting to defend himself, one can wonder how much badgering Ntanzi is going to endure. But he has to be strong. We'll keep him in prayer. He has to be strong.
Yeah, he has to.
He has to be strong. And abanye nyabazwa bathi, hey, emotions, Baloyi is gonna have a meal with Ntanzi's emotions. Hi guys, late. You know, whatever worse that could have happened to Ntanzi has already happened. His life is gone.
So
what more has he got to lose? Whether he badgers him or what, Ntanzi still has nothing to lose. He hasn't placed Ntanzi at the crime scene on the date of the 26th of October 2014.
And most of the things that are making him fight are the records. The record speaks for itself.
It does speak
He
for
always
itself.
say that.
Yes, he always says that. And now he wants to change it and say it's correctional.
Let's press the like button, guys. Please. Just going to take one or two people. And then, yeah, we shut down as usual. If there are people, press the like button. Please press the like button. Says Ugututini. The number is 071-153-0076. Njali.
Hi guys.
Let's hear what you guys have to say.
Now. I have nothing to say. Once I'm done like this, I'm done. I have nothing to say.
On your way in, on your way out, press the like button. Please press the like button. Siyancenga. Yebo.
Please, guys.
Asizwe. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
We are good. Long time we heard this voice.
Oh, I hope it's not that much noticeable. Ngathina sinkela sintole lama 35,000 lama 35 ngathi ngisafuna ukubamba amakholo wethu. I'm not sure.
Ama 35,000 manje.
Lama 35 kilometer thousand la vela ngasaba ukwabiza because it's alleged. So we are one.
I'm a trillion.
Yeah, number enkulu. Guys, there's something I noticed.
Yeah.
In as much as Ntanzi was saying, bayahleka laba, the judge was doing actually exactly the same thing. I don't know if you did catch on that.
I did catch it, but he was trying to compose himself and not be as obvious. But I did see a bit of a grin.
I think it's about time something be done about it. I don't know who must stand up. I don't know what the authorities are doing about it. And after Foote object at some point, Baloyi, he's still continuing with this thing. It looks like he just calmed down for a few days after what I won't speak about, but he is back again. And he doesn't write anything, only when the state objects, then he knows where his pen is. It is noticeable so much, and camera equal 100% of the time. How much more are we not actually seeing? Mhlawumbe Ntanzi useyasaba ukuthi ngiyambona vele naye ukuthi kanje because usaba ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani. Hey sharp bafethu qhubekani nomsebenzi omuhle siyanibonga. Yazi indlela enizivule ngayo amehlo thina abanye bethu. I don't know what to say really. Kodwa ke kuzokwenzeka njengoba uNtanzi eshilo angazi ngose kumthandazo kuphela noma sekudingeka nezinye izinto esizaziyo nje utshathe ehlalesha ukuthi khona into eyavalwa esiyenza ukuthi abantu bedelele kanje angifuni kodwa ukuthi bese kuthiwa ivulwe yini. Siyabonga mfethu qhubekani kahle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Right. Press the like button, guys. Please do. Press that like button. Yes. Asnizwe phela ukuthi nthini. Nqampu. Yabo? Short. Shaya nje into wala. Sizwe ukuthi wena what is your point of view, and if you do not have anything, it's okay. Phela nalapho iphutha likho. Early sleeping. 1 o'clock. Asizwe Mzansi, hello.
Baba kunjani?
Siyaphila mfethu njani?
Siyaphila na.
Yebo.
Sibelalele baba siyajabula. Ukhuluma namadoda eCape Town.
Yebo madoda.
Ubaba uJudge. Inkinga yakhe advocate Mnisi.
Yeah.
U-advocate Mnisi ube yi-prosecutor for very long time.
Yeah.
I suspect uphume ukuyozimela ngokubona ukuthi hey esithatha nami sisengamehlela. Yikho ubaba uMnisi zonke i-points zakhe zibased ukulimaza i-case ye-state. Ubaba uRamushuthini ngena yonke nje ufunde kahle i-record, but ubaba uMnisi analyze exactly in the state siselishe ndawo kule frame yakhe. Usisi Emily le akeke kubuye usibani. Ubale uzongena ngokwakhe kule he can't wait.
Uyibona
inja. He's go down. Thank you baba, ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga. Awuzake ijala indaba nqampu shortcut tata hlala endabeni sihleke kwedlule emahleko makhalwa. Press that like button please. Ngilokhu ngishilo, the number is 071 153 7006. That's the number. Please call us, WhatsApp, or just call us direct like they are doing currently. Hlala story alo kushona eceleni ithi nje ambo njengo interpreter kangizwa. Yes, hlala endabeni.
Honestly, that was the best interpreter.
Sizwe ukuthi what you have for us
I
today.
even saw the interpreter of Judge Benenge. Was in Benenge's case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lady. I guess closer. How?
Zanzi, hello.
Hi, Mr. Anonymous and Emily Linda.
Sikhona wena njani?
Ngiyaphila. You know, guys, I just also wanted to bring my 2 cents here. Angazi mina noyibona njani. We have a Matanga commission currently going on.
Yes.
And a term reference is looking into interference into the criminal justice system.
Yes.
And then I get the Senzo Meyiwa case. Ugeninda usebenzela i-SAPS. Baloyi usebenzela i-NPA. Does that not mean that the case le kahle kahle mayingathatha iso kumadlanga commission bayuse yona as a case study? The Meyiwa family will finally get justice. I just wanted to hear your 2 cents on it. Nani abantu base South Africa, because when you listen to what's happening at the Matanga Commission and you see what's happening in the Meyiwa trial, guys, we have been taken for a ride for a very long time. A very, very long time, the South African citizens. And the Meyiwa family, it's unfortunate. We can't put ourselves in their shoes. Mama kasenzo ngisho la khona inhliziyo yakhe ibuhlungu kakhulu. Noma ibukela lento enzakalayo ecourt yakarata. Inhliziyo yakhe ibuhlungu. But when I look at the terms of reference of the Matlanga Commission and I listen to what's happening in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, Ukininda no Baloyi, they are fit ukuthi bababize lapha babasaphine kumadlanga commission bahlale phansi ba-answere labo. And then we might get answers ukuthi i-SAPS ne-NPA kahle kahle i-operator njani, because the same Kininda bekasebenza nabantu base-Ekhuruleni abo-Jonathan or abo-bani Madlanga Commission sizwa nge-Ekhuruleni also there. How can these things not be connected, guys? They are definitely connected. Nakininda ngisho by the time alanda abantu base-Ekhuruleni bekabazi ukuthi abantu abanjani. Singakhohlisani. Abantu bala South Africa. But that's all I wanted to say. I'll listen on TV, guys. Love you. Continue with the good work.
Thank you. Indaba, injalo.
Hi there, guys. I firstly want to say thank you for persevering in this whole Senzo Meyiwa issue. There's so much going on in South Africa, and it's so hard to keep abreast of everything. And you guys are the heartbeat of this story. I just want to say, I said it years ago, but I'm going to say it again. Shamila Batoy, if the head of this beast, the NP, then there's not much that we can expect from the rest of that body.
Iphazanyiswe i-call. Call, guys, iphazamisile. It's not me.
We'll need to play it again. Angiyizwanga kahle.
If the head is fill in the missing word.
Hi there, guys. I firstly want to say thank you for persevering in this whole Senzo Meyiwa issue. There's so much going on in South Africa, and it's so hard to keep abreast of everything. And you guys are the heartbeat of this story. I just want to say, I said it years ago, but I'm going to say it again. Shamila Batoy, if the head of this beast, the NPA, is rotten, then there's not much that we can expect from the rest of that body.
Allegedly. Good point made here. We are hearing a lot of things about in that what is it, Nkabinde inquiry. And I mean, Batoyi is not far also from this case, the movement of this case from Johannesburg, from Ace to
High Court to the North Gauteng High Court was very, very weird.
Exactly. And it has been questioned, and they made Defo look crazy when he was questioning that.
Yes.
Right. So, yeah. So, yes. Press the like button. The views are that of the caller, not the channel. And it is all alleged. Press the like button. Do you have an extra call? Someone was calling. Just wanted to finish this, make sure that it is heard. It is properly
and
heard.
Honestly, an instruction had to come from somewhere for that case to be moved from South Gauteng High Court.
Exactly.
It had to come from somewhere.
And the question is, why was it moved? Why didn't they inquire about why is it not put on the roll? And find out why. And perhaps we could have saved a lot of states' money than what is currently happening.
That it should be a part of Mahlanga. Mahlanga already they're dealing with a lot. I feel like this one needs its own commission, starting with the investigators from back.
I hear all of you talking about Mahlanga. My question is, the people that have played the role in this case, movement and all that, and
from
the building,
day one.
is NPA. The inquiry that is dealing with NPA is that one of Gabin.
It's Gabin, so maybe it might make it there.
Do you understand? And the person who did not persecute, for example, is Chauke, right?
Yes, and he's under
So I don't understand why Madlang, why not
Gabin.
Gabin?
Maybe it will make it.
And that's why I'm
there.
expecting it to pop up as one of the cases that
is one of the big cases that
caused this
Yes,
motion
yes.
that Chauke is at now. It is part of it, probably a piece of what caused this whole commotion that is currently happening with Chauke. So I would expect it there.
It's mainly because he refused to persecute. And also with Richard Mdluli, they accused him, he refused to prosecute.
Yeah, and for me, Madlanga is, and I mean, that inquiry is based on that.
Yes.
Refusing to, or
Yes.
taking time, or whatever you call it, apparently.
Yeah,
Hello,
I
Mzansi,
feel-
hello.
yeah.
Hello, family.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
We are excellent.
You know, this case is so painful. Problem is Rata. Rata o hirilwe o patetswe ga itse gore a bereke yang.
You want to say Ubadetri
Allegedly.
Rata o hirilwe o patetswe ga itse gore case a heletsa a direng. And no yana bothata ke gore ba le ona le case go na ha ke case mo godimo ga case. Ntanzi la even Rata wa bona gore Ntanzi ba mo kidnapile mapodisi a mo kidnapile e clear no yana mo public ba re South Africa re dutse re shebile and se sa go direga le mo go rona ga se diragala mo re shebile case ga sense. It's so painful, you know. Every day we come so frustrated, so emotional. Today I cry because every day Baloyi wa tshega ba dirang ke jo utlwela mo go bona. Mara I don't lose hope. I think we must keep and pray. Baloyi, his day is coming. It's so painful. It's Chuku Anna speaking.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chuku Anna. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, guys. Always I'm here.
Yeah, I thank you. But hey, calm down there. Hey.
Thank you.
Kanan.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too. Oh my God.
Views
And opinions
that-
expressed.
that of a caller.
Yes, a lot of the caller.
Always
and
alleged.
of the platforms
Always
and
alleged.
reality, and everything is alleged. Yes. And yeah, it was refreshing hearing Chuku Anna. Guys, I've been seeing Chuku Anna for years on this channel commenting. So I'm kind of jovial hearing her voice, Mr. Donza.
Yes. Right. Very nice to hear.
Yeah, it was
one
nice
of
to hear.
our-
Chuku Anna,
press-
please call again.
Press the like button, guys. Please press the like button, and yeah. Ngicabanga ukuthi injalo indaba siyayivala manje.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for calling. Thank you for sharing your views and opinions. And yeah, it's a marathon. We'll keep it going up until tomorrow. We'll see each other again then.
Dango.